Verse 6. Now Joseph was governor over the land. He was the one who sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brothers came and bowed themselves before him with their faces to the ground. Okay, so we know from the previous chapter that Joseph was a governor, right? He was the second in command. He rode the second chariot. In a certain sense, he was the one doing everything, because Pharaoh was just sitting in his palace while Joseph was the one selling and giving out and whatever to everyone else. Pharaoh in the previous chapter told everyone to go to Joseph, not to him, to Joseph. Okay, so Joseph, in this sense, is the one, that thread that keeps them all alive. And he was put there by God for that reason. So here they came to Joseph and they bowed down. Now, this is not a fulfillment, this is a partial fulfillment of Joseph's dreams. Why? Because in his dreams he saw them all bow down, not just 10 of them, okay, 11 of them, because Benjamin as well. Benjamin's not here, so he has only 10. So it's only a partial fulfillment. In the second dream, the father and the mothers as well bowing, and they are not with. Okay, so this is not a full fulfillment of the dream, it's a partial fulfillment of the dream. But it's the beginning of the beginning of the end, to put it like this. And the fact that Joseph had this dream, the fact that he now sees this as well, ought to have explained to him that most likely, since God made the dreams of Pharaoh fully come true, right, he ought to, and he could have taken great joy in the fact that, but still, it's one thing to take great joy in the fact that soon he'll see his parents and his brother, his full brother that is, but it's another thing for it to happen, okay? Because I know as Christian, you see some many miracles of God, and next time there's a problem, you kind of doubt. You have hope, yes, but there's still this lingering fear that maybe this time it's not going to work. It's stupid, I know, but unluckily there's sin in our lives, and more often than not we are like that, unluckily. Okay, so they bowed down before him. Now, how come Joseph's brothers? I mean, there would have been, I don't know, a lot of people coming down, tens of thousands at least, right, to come down to buy food. Did all of them appear before Joseph? Did Joseph really have the time to meet up with all of them? I mean, would Joseph maybe stand in some kind of a stadium and 100,000 of them come and stand in the stadium? Yeah, that's the easy way to see all as a sea of people. But sure, you're not going to be able to discern from that sea of people your brothers. Now, lots of people came. So we don't know exactly how this played out. We get kind of later on in the chapter a possible kind of explanation in the sense of the fear of spies. Okay, now they did not have passports and visas those days. Passports and visas is actually a very modern invention, about 100 years old, a little bit over 100 years old. In those days, people got in the ships and just sailed wherever they want to. Okay, and then they just took whatever they wanted to. Okay, so these guys sure would have been more like that. Sure, no passports or visas, anything like that. They would just come down. But spying was still a thing. 120, 150 years ago, before visas, passports, spying was a thing. Okay, spying was always a thing, because people always wanted to get one up on the enemy, and everyone was kind of enemy. Okay, so maybe for that reason they had their border police, and their way of policing them was like all appearing before Joseph or something. And not only Joseph, understandably, because there are other people underneath Joseph. We see from when he gave the information or the advice to Pharaoh how to handle all of this. So there could have been other people and other people as well, and soldiers or whatever, like trying to figure out, okay, who is here for legitimate reasons and who are here for fake reasons. Who is coming to Thailand for tourism, and who's coming to Thailand for the 60-day visa to work and then disappear in the system or something like that. So who's legitimate? Okay, vast majority of people coming here as tourists for on the 30 days, 60 days, they are here for legitimate reasons, but there are people for illegitimate reasons, understandably. Okay, and it is catching those guys that's the problem. It's always a problem. And so yes, it seems that I think that can maybe explain kind of why they appeared before Joseph, or why at least it was possible from a human point of view. Understandably, there's God at work. God was not going to put everything in place, all the pieces of the puzzle in place, and then leave the most important piece of the puzzle out. Okay, he wasn't going to have Joseph there making sure that his family will survive, and then not let Joseph meet up with his family. So it's just brothers come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go kind of idea. This was not going to happen. Why? Because God was not letting. So if some people say, but this is absurd. There was no way how Joseph could have by chance met up to him, right? But the thing is, you believe in chance. I don't believe in chance. Okay, serendipity. I don't believe in chance. There is God that is at work. Okay, now I'm not Muslim, right? So I'm not saying you have no choice in life, right? But at the same time, God gets done what God wants to get done, and nothing will stop him. Your free will is not going to make God stop him from getting things done. If your free will could stop God from getting things done, then you are God. I've spoken about that before. Okay, so how exactly, why exactly, there are some clues in the text to why they might have been there. Pharaoh told people to go to Joseph. These things might explain to a certain extent why they appeared before Joseph. But then for Joseph in that crowd of people to see them, okay, that is a miracle. That is as well, again, God pointing it out, right? God drawing his attention. Maybe somebody started fighting, or maybe the language, or maybe something, right? Saying, oh, this family, 12, the 10 boys, they're all brothers coming together. I mean, we don't know whichever way God worked for them to be brought to the attention and then to appear before Joseph. And Joseph can see they are there, right? That's not so much the most important part. We can see from the text certain reasons, but we don't have the exact reason. But if is this impossible to happen? No, it's not impossible to happen. Right? You can go to, I'm just an example. Okay? I remember that in Yangon, one time we went down to a shopping center, a big shopping center close to the city center, just outside the city center. And that was my first time I went to that shopping center, and I think I went there once after that, right? In all the, 3 years I stayed there permanently, and the other years I went and went to that part, to Yangon, lo and behold, in the shop, I bump into two of the kids from school that I taught, right? Two of my great kids. Okay, so they don't live in that area. I don't live in that area. I never go there. They never go there. And lo and behold, here all of a sudden we bump into each other. Okay? Is it impossible? It seems it can never happen, but it happened. Another example. So one time we went to the zoo. I've only been there once in my life, in the Yangon Zoo. Only once. Only ever once. And the zoo is quite big, like that shopping center is quite big, right? And lo and behold, in there, I bump into another boy from my class. Okay? So it's like, again, it's very far from home. If you know the situation, we don't travel a lot there around in Yangon because of the civil war situation going on, right? We do, but not a lot. And so going out, and it's like the first time, and the only time. And here, so you see, it seems as these kinds of things can't happen. But out of my life, I can give you examples of how things like this happen. Okay? And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have examples like that as well. So it seems impossible. Right? But it's not, because it happened. So don't say here the story is made up, this could not have happened, Joseph's second in command, they're such an important person, so many thousands or hundreds of thousands maybe of people coming for food. For Joseph, and amongst all of them, to meet up with his brothers, that's impossible. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. And I gave you examples how it is ultimately possible. Now I know, yeah, Egypt is a lot further from Canaan, but because of the position, because of maybe the fact how Pharaoh told everyone to go to Joseph, maybe because of the spy situation, they were kind of herded into meeting up with Joseph and with other people in his entourage. Okay, so it is therefore not that it's not improbable, it is possible, and according, again, it happened. Okay, so it's not a made-up story. It need not be a made-up story. If you, as atheists or whoever thinks it's just a made-up story, I gave you examples to see that it can. And in the Bible, it did happen. Right? If this didn't happen, the rest would not have happened.